Honorable Minister of State for Personnel, Public Grievances and Pensions, Dr. Jitendra Singh, my distinguished colleagues, Dr. Anju Rathiranaji, Dr. Nitendra Chandraji, Dr. Chabilendra Raulji, learned ASG Sri Vikramjeet Banerji, my colleague, Dr. Shri V Sen Gupta ji, nodal officers of all ministries and departments, respected Attorney General of India, who's joining us all the way from Hawaii today and has accepted my invitation. Thank you very much for joining us at this hour, sir. We're extremely grateful to you. The workshop, and let me extend a warm and hearty welcome to Honorable Dr. Jitendra Singh ji and all the distinguished invitees on this occasion. The Hon'ble MoS had addressed a media conference on 11 years of successful achievements of government, and it was also a phase wherein which several achievements of the Department of Pension and Pensioners' Welfare were highlighted. Let me take a few achievements that pertain to this workshop. In fact, it has been a phase of extraordinary and progressive legislation which witnessed updation of pension laws. The CCS Pension Rules 2021 were launched by MoSPP from the premises of Vigyan Bhavan on December 25, 2021 on Sushasan Divas. Thereafter, MoS had also launched the CCS NPS Rules 2021 and the CCS Extraordinary Pension Rules 2021. The integration of pensioner portals with banks was taken up in a mission mode approach, and almost all banks, including the State Bank of India, Punjab National Bank, were integrated. He had also chaired 19 meetings of the Pension Adalat, in which more than 18,000 cases were addressed under his leadership. And digital empowerment of pensioners has been a primary objective of the government, and more than 4.6 crore pensioners received DLCs. Some of the key issues that came up in the Pension Adalat, for example, the case of Jashodhan Devi, who received her extraordinary pension after a gap of almost 40 years, Anita Kania Rani, who received her family pension after a gap of about 23 years. Then the case of Saudamini that was discussed in the morning, which came after about 18 years, were all happened, and each of them had interacted with Dr. Jitendra Singh ji. I would also like to mention that under the leadership of the Honorable Attorney General of India, we have witnessed a series of progressive legislation which government has adopted in terms of updating its own laws. For example, on 3rd of March 2023, the NPS to OPS circular was issued in pursuance of the judgments of the Honorable Supreme Court to provide a one-time option to central government employees to opt for old pension scheme. Similarly, on 1st of January 2024, the female government employees could nominate their children instead of their spouses in case of marital harassment. The amendments in Rule 37 was something we had discussed in the morning. This came in pursuance of the judgment of the Honorable Supreme Court in the BSNL MTNL case. A few months back, I did receive a request from the first CEO of Niti Aayog, Srimati Sindhushree Khular, that an appointment for Shri P.C. Sharma, the chairperson of the S30 Pensioner Association, was to be taken up. Little did I realize thereafter that we were heading into a constitutional matter that would take almost 1,000 hours, in which more than 30 rounds of meetings with the learned Attorney General of India and the Additional Solicitor General of India, the Secretary Law, the Secretary Legislative Department, Secretary Department of Expenditure, and of course the Prime Minister's office would be consumed in this formulating the validation of pension rules, in which government ensured that the existing legislation and decisions with regard to the 6th Pay Commission would continue to be maintained. In my interactions with the ASGs and Learned AG, I did come across the points that were mentioned today, that the ASGs and the panel lawyers who are participating today were not having adequate case details, and they had short timelines for filing replies. In fact, contempt cases were being taken up at the last minute, in fact, there was one case when I was told at 9:30 in the morning that there is a hearing at 12:30 in the Ernakulam bench which requires your personal appearance. So this is the kind of urgency and last-minute mentions that were being maintained. So Department of Pensions on 15th of July had issued the guidelines that ministries and departments will make policy matters referred to the department at first stage. I would like to thank Secretary Law for the detailed directive for efficient management of litigation. And in the run-up to this workshop, we had taken several points from the directive and incorporated them. Let me mention a few. Streamlining administrative processes, reducing litigation of recurrent nature, reducing anomalies in statutory notifications and administrative orders, reducing unnecessary appeals, and put in place a sound knowledge management system and avoidance of contempt cases. In fact, in my numerous meetings with her, I came back with the feeling that technology is a huge force multiplier, and the LIMS portal that is maintained by the Department of Law and Justice is one of the most forward-looking instruments that can help streamline litigation. I also often emphasized in my discussions with Nitendra Chandraji, I had told him that I am a party to about 6,000 cases in various courts. In fact, in one of the cases, Mr. Rawal had just ruled in our favor in a contempt case. But he told me that, Srinivas, you are not the only one. He is a party to 60,000 cases of pension litigation in defense tribunals. So we thought that we should curate this conference to enable nodal officers to strengthen capacities and ensure that the annual capacity building programs are taken up, as also to review applications in various CATs. This also is in accordance with the directive that has been issued by the Department of Law and Justice with regard to how we will handle litigation in the coming days. The roadmap forward envisages that the CCS UPS Rules 2025 would be taken up for interministerial consultation and would be issued in the coming days. Keeping in view what the learned Additional Solicitor General has said with regard to the quotation, Rajadharmena krutva prajna sarvadharma nyo jayate. The king is governed. The kingdom has governed the kingdom in accordance with dharma and must ensure that its people fulfill their respective duties. So the family pension campaign, which has touched so many lives, would be taken up from 1st to 31st of July. We have tried to update the LIMS portal across all ministries, and today many of the cases, thousands of cases, have been reflected, and Secretary Law has discussed with me the forward-looking nature of having a next-generation LIMS portal that can enable effective litigation matters. We have cited as part of this discussion a huge number of pension laws and case studies. The learned ASG has pointed out the Nakara judgment, the Vains judgment, the Akara judgment, as also the Manipur Pensioners Association. The Attorney General of India would be best suited to explain how he sees pension litigation as a critical component of governance and how we should have an efficient pension litigation model. Let me thank once again each one of you for joining us. Let me thank the Honorable Minister. He's been traveling extensively and could make time to join us today. Sir, under your leadership, the most progressive era of legislation has been ushered in, and I hope in pursuance of this workshop, we will be able to improve the litigation management protocols in Government of India. Thank you very much.